Let's talk about the big old deal that happened. You know, I love how Markieff Morris was just thrown in there.
He's the real winner of this trade.
Markieff Morris about to get some more playing time, maybe. Yeah. But Spencer Dinwiddie, dude. My boy sent me a video of me from 2016. Oh no, 2015 of 2K16, and I trade Aaron Affollo and I'll play as the Knicks. Aaron Affollo and I forget who else for Spencer Dinwiddie and Jody Meeks.
Jody Meeks.
Wow. Yeah. And Spencer Dinwiddie was 22 years old and like a 65.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Aaron Affollo was a...
Oh, dude. Aaron Affollo last night we were talking about Aaron Affollo for like 15 minutes, Luke and I. Aaron Affollo had a run from like 2012 to 2016 where he was like a double-digit
player.
Yeah, I forgot. But what is your initial thoughts about this deal? You know, we'll talk about the other deals that they got from the Clippers, the Suns, and what was the other team? Clippers, Suns, Lakers. So what's your initial thoughts? I say both teams won. The Brooklyn Nets have now 3 first-round picks. They got 2 win-now players. They have a point guard, and they got themselves a pretty good defensive wing, which, you know, could replace your favorite player of all time, Royce O'Neal.
No. Anyway. Okay. I think, I agree with you. I think both teams won the trade. I don't think there was really a winner. I don't think there was a loser. I think if there's a winner, it's actually the Houston Rockets. But, you know,
you're such a stupid. Oh my god!
At the same time, we talked about it all year. I'm shocked Kyrie demanded a trade or requested a trade this early on because the Brooklyn Nets are a good basketball team. But I can understand why the Nets don't want to bring him back, which I think they wanted to. But I can definitely understand why Kyrie doesn't want to go back to the Brooklyn Nets. Joe Tsai's a horrible owner. Sean Marks is a below average.
Hey, Joe Tsai. No one talks about Joe Tsai funding concentration camps in China against Muslims.
He's a horrible owner. He's such a nerd. But I think this is like the perfect storm because Dallas needed something desperately, and you know those two guys are good basketball players, but Dallas it's so interesting. I think if there has to be a winner of this trade, I would probably agree with you. It's the Brooklyn Nets because Dorian's on a phenomenal contract. Spencer Dinwiddie's got a couple of years left. And now you're right. We got another first round pick. Yeah, it's 7 years or 6 years from now, but we can use that.
Good.
Yeah, we can use that as leverage. And you're right. Yeah, Dallas, I mean, that probably won't be – Luka's probably gone. So – the issue I have with the Mavericks is, like, you could have done this. You could have just re-signed Jalen Brunson and used the remaining money to find more complementary players who are going to help you get to the championship. So it's weird.
The one thing that I say is weird about this is a report came out yesterday night from Mark Stein of the Stein Line. Also, check out #ThisLeague Uncut with Mark Stein and Crispy Haynes. One of my favorite.
Athletic pod. Are they athletic?
No, iHeartMedia. Yeah, it's actually really good. They had Malik Beasley on their bonus pod on Friday. It was good. But what Mark Stein came out on and reported was that the Dallas Mavericks have not offered Kyrie contract extension and are fully prepared for Kyrie just to be a rental, which when you think about it, they didn't give much up for a rental, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be a rental. I think they'll keep him. For everyone who's over here, oh my God, you got Kyrie's an on-ball guy. It's not going to work. Well, first off, I'll tell you this. Jalen Brunson's an on-ball guy, and he was able to take turns playing on-ball with Luka. Second, Kyrie played off-ball when James Harden was in Brooklyn because James Harden was actually named point guard by Steve Nash, and Steve Nash made Kyrie the shooting guard. So, with that being said, I do believe that this is a good situation because, look, how else was Dallas going to – who was a better player that was available for Dallas to get? Were you going to give up 3 first-round picks for OG Anunoby?
No.
Who would you rather have, OG or Kyrie?
I want Jalen Brunson 4 months ago.
Shut the fuck up.
Just pay him. It's very clear now how much of a star Jalen Brunson is.
Think about the fact they could have signed Jalen to a 4-year, $95 million deal a year ago, which they turned down because they said that was too much money for Jalen.
That is the best steal. And Jalen didn't get too much more than that by the Knicks.
You got offered, what, $30 million more?
Oh, in total? The thing is, KD's gone. It might not be this year, but KD's gone. And I don't think Kyrie gets Dallas to the next level at all. But
who do you think's better, Kyrie or Jalen Brunson?
Obviously Kyrie Irving.
But is this team better than last year's team? Or what team's better, the Dallas Mavericks of last year or the Dallas Mavericks right now?
Overpowered, It's just weird because Dallas needs to be doing everything in their organizational power to keep Luka Doncic around. And acquiring a guy like Kyrie Irving, even if Kyrie's impact isn't as good as Jalen Brunson and Jalen has that good of a low-key impact that only Maverick fans really appreciate, then that's what they had to do because Kyrie Irving's a big name, but there's no way they pay this man a max contract. He's so unreliable, and I love Kyrie because he got LeBron James a chip, but he's so unreliable. So it's probably good that they did it because if they didn't do a big-ass trade like this, Luka, that clock is continuing to tick, and he's going to get more upset. But then you can read into the lines and be like, I've heard from a lot of people that Luka had an issue with every other star that he's been a part of. He had an issue with Kristaps. He had an issue
I don't think
there
was a really big issue with JB. Jalen. Well, who's JB? Oh, Jalen Brunson. Yeah, sorry. What? Why did I not realize Jalen Brunson's initials were JB for a second? I was thinking Jalen Brown. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know if that's the 100% the narrative. For me, I think this was a good move, regardless if it's a rental, because what do the Dallas Mavericks show Luka? That they are willing to do whatever, trade whatever, make moves and move assets to make this team better for Luka, which I think they're probably not done. Which, I really think the only other move out there for them to make currently is if they go and trade for like Nerlens Noel or Yusuf Nurkic or a big guy.
Yeah, Noel would be nice. I've seen Jay Crowder floated out there too.
I mean, I would do Jay Crowder if you gave me Bismack in that deal.
Ooh, Bismack would be nice for him.
Yeah.
What if we got really crazy and you give me DeAndre Ayton instead?
Here's Davis Bertans and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, Dwight Powell, Davis Bertans, and a first-round pick.
But here, let's pivot. We talked about Dallas, and we'll cut back to the whole Dallas thing. But I want to talk about Brooklyn. They said they want to, in the next few days, they're expected to be very active and make as many moves as possible to continue to reinforce the roster before the trade deadline around Kevin Durant. Now, they have 3 first-round picks they can trade. Who is a guy that he'd go for? Obviously, I think Josh Hart's a name.
Yeah.
Do you call up the Spurs, try to get Josh Richardson and Doug McDermott from there?
Probably not. Probably not. I don't. Especially now that I have Dorian.
Or do you call up the Jazz, try to get Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley?
I think Jared would be nice. I would actually go a little bit higher than that because I'm being serious here. The clock is now also ticking for Mr. Kevin Durant. And I preach about it all off season, and no one understands it. There is no reason Kevin Durant was a Brooklyn Net other than the man Kyrie Irving, and now he's gone. Kyrie's gone. Yeah, he got paid, but even more so. All right, I got paid now to trade me somewhere. So I think they have half a year, and I would trade Ben Simmons because it didn't work out. I would look into
Kevin Durant's less than enthralled with Ben Simmons.
I am too. I would be more than less than enthralled if I was Mr. Kevin Durant. But I would target guys like Kyle Kuzma. I would target guys like John Collins. I think it's time for them to make a big ass move.
Yeah, for me, the John Collins deal, I would call up Utah, I'd be like, here's Joe Harris and a first round pick, send Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt to the Hawks, and the Hawks send the Nets John Collins.
Oh wow. So
You
what
get
did
that?
Atlanta get in that?
Atlanta
Jared
gets
Vanderbilt
Malik Beasley and maybe Simone Fontecchio, and they send like John Collins to the Nets, and then they send like the Holiday Bros with Joe Harris to the Utah Jazz with the first round pick, and the Jazz end up with 1 first round pick, Holiday Bros and Joe Harris, Malik Beasley and Vanderbilt to the Hawks, and John Collins to the Nets.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not out of the equation.
Just because I know the Nets, I mean not the Nets, the Hawks have the package that the Nets have offered the Hawks for John Collins has been around Joe Harris, because that's like the money works that way. But the Hawks have basically said like, we're fine trading you John Collins, but find another team to take on Joe Harris and have them send us the assets that they would give up for Joe Harris. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm sure they're less than enthralled with John Collins right now.
Yeah, I just think like if you can build a team in the next week, like this team is still a playoff team right now. I just won't say contention. Obviously, I don't know what it'd look like, so I can't also be 100% like truthful about if this is going to be a good team or not. But what I want to say is the fact that the Nets, if they can go out, add themselves either Gary Trent, Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, Josh Hart, combination of those players, Terrence Ross, Will Barton, Julie Crowder, like if they can get 3 or 4 more players on this team, I think we all be seeing this team on a whole different light.
Yeah, you still got KD. I think
if KD won the NBA Finals this season, do you think he just picks up the NBA Finals trophy and goes, "Fuck Kyrie Irving"?
No,
you bitch.
I mean, Kevin probably understands it, but I have strong distaste for Joe Tsai and Sean Marks. I really do, and
no.
They feel.
I understand hating Joe Tsai, but Sean Marks is one of the most underrated general managers in the NBA.
What's he got to show for it? What's one thing he has to show for it? He lost James Harden. Oh, I'll tell you, he lost James Harden.
Shut up.
And he's about to lose.
He took over this team when they had no first round picks after Billy King,
and was first round picks were what. Is you win.
Guess what? He gave up all his assets to trade for James Harden. Then James Harden didn't work out. Recuperated more than half of the assets he gave up for James Harden when he traded for Ben Simmons. Now by trading Kyrie, he's basically recuperated all the assets he gave up to get James Harden.
Well, so then my follow-up question would be...
Also, wait, time out. No, time out. I got to tell you something. I put BioFreeze on my hand, and I just scratched my balls, but I touched my dick, and now my dick is on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm having, like, icy hot on my cock right now.
81, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan that Joe Tsai said he made it a mission to not trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Did he actually say that?
I don't think he used the word mission, but yeah, I think they were. That was what the report was. That yeah, we're not trading him to Los Angeles.